See, it's like I could have a leg in one hand and a feet in the other.
We can call whatever it needs to be.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Podcast. We're actually doing it. Here we go.
Okay. So this has been like, what, 3 months of me pussing out and not wanting. Oh.
It's been so.
It's okay.
I don't think we ever talked about it in social media, but it's been like a running joke with us and some of the local people who were like, "Yeah, this podcast is never." Well, it's been like you, me, El, Namar.
Oh really? Oh.
Or Shadi.
Okay.
You may know. But yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
Podcast.
We should introduce ourselves.
Yes.
Okay.
You can go right ahead.
Okay. So I'm Munchyjr. Also, my name is Vincent. You either know me from my Guilty Gear memes or my League of Legends memes, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, League of Legends. What do you mean? Aren't you a fighting game player?
I'll let people figure it out. Okay, what about you, Scott?
Okay, so yeah, my name is
Okay,
Scott.
what do you want people to remember you by?
Well, first I'm Scott. I go by Second State. I am
Scott
a
Second
fighting.
State.
What?
And Scott Second State, Scott, and Scott Second State.
Yeah, they're all different. Well, not really. Anyway, so I am a fighting game player, commentator, and YouTube content creator, mostly for Guilty Gear, May related stuff, and some other side stuff. But I want to get back to
Hold on.
Go on.
I forget. We can always cut off like the long pauses and stuff. But
No.
I
The fans want it raw.
I'll check myself, but I wanted to ask one thing. Have you ever gotten used to like, I don't know, because it's weird because like I never got used to me calling myself, hey guys, I'm Munchyjr, but I'm perfectly fine with everyone else calling me like Munchy or Munchyjr. You know what I mean?
I don't have that because like I have the whole RVA scene, the Virginia boys. Shout out to them. A lot of them just call me Second State or just State. So like I just kind of got used to it because it's just what I go by whenever I go out to these things.
I mean, I'm used to people calling me Munchyjr, but like I'm not used to me calling myself Munchy. In like directly speaking it, I guess is what I'm saying.
I mean, I usually introduce myself to that. Well, if I'm playing someone on like a setup at an event, I'll be like, hey, they're like, hey, what's your name? I'm like, oh, I go by Scott.
I do that
Second State.
Yeah, I go by Munchyjr. Yeah, I guess that, but like, it's like, hey guys, Munchyjr here. I can't get behind that. That's just me. That's fine.
Anyway, Munchyjr. Where did that name come from?
Okay. All right, name origins. Okay, so in like, what, 6th grade? There are only like two or three Asian people in our grade, right?
Okay.
And all of our upperclassmen, was that the word?
I guess yeah, upperclassmen.
Whatever, the 8th
senpais.
and 7th. Oh my god! Right. That's okay. I wish Persona didn't keep all those. What's it called? Honorifics, whatever. First of all, shout out to snack chips being like 25 cents back then in like middle school, and then they raised the price and everything went to jack shit. All right. Well, there was this one guy named Munchy, right? And so, like, people would always see us hanging around with each other a lot. And so then they just called me Munchyjr.
Why was his name Munchy?
He's been going in on those 25-cent snacks. You
and
would
people
too.
just call him okay.
I don't know. But, like, I straight up did not come up with a name myself when I started using online and just took that. I've held this name since, like, 6th grade.
But you didn't always go by Munchy. What was it, Vlakin?
Okay, that. Oh, yeah, that. I use that for, like, character creation names. Like,
my
first time. Oh, that's another topic.
That's what we'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay. All right. Second State.
Okay, so this one I kind of am not a big fan of it, but I just held it because it's what everyone knows me as. So it's actually kind of ironic, and people ask me this all the time. They're like, "Oh, Second State, you're from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is the second state of America." They're like, "Is that why?" I'm like, "No, that is just completely." That is, I don't even know people knew that. Like, I had people at events or like in Discords ask me that. I'm like, no, that's not worth. So
I didn't take it.
It's actually kind of embarrassing. Not embarrassing, because I was a huge Narutard for a while. Mm-hmm. And back when I had to first make my Xbox tag, I just had Nintendo consoles and stuff. I never had to make a username really for myself.
You're right.
So my favorite game, I thought you were going to say something. My favorite game at the time was a Naruto fighting game on the Wii. And in that, my favorite character was Second State Sasuke. his demon form, like the second.
That's the
stage
one
of
where
first
he has
one.
his fucking like meat hands.
Yes, the wings, the black.
I never
cross on his
understood why
face.
he had that.
Yeah, no one really
That's
did.
fine.
The
Whatever.
author may not.
It's
have
anime.
either. He probably. I guarantee you, that's one of those things where the author had some elaborate reason for it, but then like didn't ever elaborate on it. But he liked the design, and so he just kept it.
Is there a third state? I don't know how far
No,
the states go.
it only goes to second from what I've seen. But yeah, so that's where that name came from. I just took it. My Twitter handle Scott Second State. Even like it's what everyone knows me as now. So I just run with it. But if a Naruto fighting game ever came out, I you know your sweet ass that I'd main Sasuke Second State. So
Speaking of Naruto games, I just had what was it? The one that you have right here? Ultimate
that was Ultimate Ninja 3.
I played that at my friend's house back when I lived in Buffalo, New York. He had it on the PS2. What's it called?
You mean just the Storm games in general?
I think that was, actually, yeah, it was probably just that one.
Because there's the 3
This
Ultimates
was
on PS2.
oh yeah, and then right before that, or no, right after that. Remember when the PS3 was like $600?
Yeah, like when it first came out.
Remember when the DS was like $500? The 3DS.
I don't remember that.
The 3DS.
No, because I actually bought a 3DS on launch, which sucked.
Yes.
That was I think it was like $350 or something.
I swore it was
and
like
that was
pretty-
still more than it should have been.
Yeah.
Remember, they shortly after release
Yeah.
dropped the price to $300 and made that program to
Ambassador.
get people on early release to get more games, and that was just kind of.
I'm just mad that that's the only way to get Fire Emblem 7 on the D.
Was that
3DS.
way?
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that. So
and then,
I had
and then
that.
like
I just
only
didn't know.
only recently, maybe like 2 years ago, that they released the 8 Fire Emblem 8 Sacred Stones on the eShop, but not 7.
So I must have 7 then. I just haven't played it.
Fuck. All right.
I'll get to it then.
What was the thing I mentioned earlier when?
Oh, the MMO thing. There's something about naming.
Oh wait, hold on. Actually, no. Let's go before that.
Oh yeah, sure.
How
we'll
did
go on with it.
How did you break yourself from being a normie? How did you
Okay.
get to online?
So, do you mean just like in
What made you start just going online?
and playing games, that kind of thing, or just like
guess.
making my presence known?
Or just using online in general. I guess I can start and then you. Okay.
Yeah, go nuts.
So-
It'll make it easier for me.
Oh boy, yeah. So this is back to when I made the like Munchyjr name or claimed it as my own, I guess. But like, I used to have my account named as like, oh, Munchyjr 2, 3, 4, 5. That went up to like 8 or 7, and then I got annoying. Okay, so Munchyjr 2 was some online website called Rate My Animations, and it's like a drawing thing. I'll just cut it off of that.
Okay.
Number 3 was Rate My Drawings. This is me praying that there's like 2 or 3 people out there that somehow know what that is, and then we can relate.
There's some people popping off on the other side.
That's
like,
how I
"Yo,
sta-
rate my drawings.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want. That's what I hope to achieve with some of the stuff we say on here, actually. Instead of just League and Guilty Gear. So yeah, I guess that might have been the start of where I started getting all artistic and stuff, I guess. I own a tablet for all the wrong reasons, I'll say that.
Yeah, mine. I didn't. Okay, so we're going from there. I didn't do much. So I actually like loved fighting games throughout most of my early life. It just never clicked with me that these games that had 2 characters and health bars was its own genre that I loved.
See, I only started appreciating that literally like 2.5 years ago, and so me playing any other game.
Yeah, mine dates back to like I played Melee a bunch growing up. I was never good. I didn't compete. I didn't think I was the best.
So
I just played it for
went
the
ham
hell of
on it at least.
it. A bit, yeah.
Maybe.
Then Brawl came out, did that, and then it's throughout all this time, like even in between Melee and Brawl, I still enjoyed like Soul Calibur 2, Virtua Fighter 4. I enjoyed these games that had these 2 health bars, this competitive aspect to it, and just never clicked with me until I started playing the Xbox more, and a friend recommended me Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It was vanilla. It was vanilla. So it was Fate of Two Worlds. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds. It's funny. So I got this game because Zero was in it for Mega Man, which up until this point, I have not played Mega Man X. It's funny because I just love this character design. I see him all over the place.
Is that where you started from, I guess?
What, for Marvel 3?
Or no,
Yeah.
from the Zero first start in Mega Man X? No.
Yes,
Okay.
he was in Mega Man X, which I haven't played yet. I just love his character design. I see it online all the time. And so I got into the game because of that. I later went back and played Mega Man X in college, so don't worry about that. I did go back to the source. But yeah, that was why I got into that, and then I started playing more. Then I played Blaze Blue. I got pretty okay.
How'd you
at
get
that.
into Blaze Blue? How'd you get into anime fighters?
So there. When I first got my 3DS, I wanted some fighters I can play on the go.
Okay. Oh, yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So I had, the 3DS version of Street Fighter 4 was on. That was my first Street Fighter.
Prior
4
to
as well.
that, what fighting games did you play?
I only played casually Soul Calibur 2,
Okay.
Virtual Fighter 4, the Naruto Wii games.
Yeah, okay. I gotcha.
Just stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw this Blaze Blue game that had like this anime like aesthetic to it. So I was like, oh, I'll try that on the 3DS. So I played that, and then I later got the Blaze Blue on Xbox because I really enjoyed it. And then there's ArcSys is making a new game called Guilty Gear. Oh, but it's not a new game. This game is just a series that's been dead for 15 years.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. You'll upset the people that say it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, ArcSys hasn't made one. They just kept republishing.
Actually, when was the
same game. It was like, my number's probably off there.
Cause like, dude, Guilty Gear Xrd Sign was what, 2014?
Yeah, that was
13.
when I was in college. So
Yeah.
yes, 2014. But yeah, that's when I got into content creation with Xrd Sign. I did travel and compete at local stuff in Marvel 3 and Street Fighter 4 prior to Guilty Gear. So Guilty Gear was just my first like content creation stuff.
Speaking of getting into fighting games, I'll talk about content creation later. But so, my main group of online friends, they visited us for the first time. So we saw each other in person for the first time, where they came down to us, and just like out of nowhere, they just brought out Guilty Gear. It's like they have never spoken a word about this game. The only other fighting game that we've ever like talked about was Skullgirls. Okay, actually no, that was technically my first thing into into fighting games. Well, like after Smash, yeah, you know, everyone's into Smash. I played Smash 4. I guess does that really count as getting into fighting games? Kind of, because one versus one, yeah.
Smash is like the gateway.
Even
though
honestly.
we say it's not FGC, it's
It,
very
like,
gateway. I still say
the approach,
but not really.
The same level of stress, whatever. But anyways, after Smash, my friend linked me Skullgirls, and it was just beautiful.
Was it?
Coming from like just not really knowing anything about fighting games. Yeah, you got the art style. Yeah, big band. That's all.
Big band.
Probably.
Was Beowulf out when you started?
I don't know. It wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was only just Big Band and Quickly that were out when I got into it.
Yeah.
Back when it was more than $2.
Yeah.
Because like every other week it's like $3, so $3 or less everywhere. But it's a really good game. Yeah, because like I got like Mortal Kombat 9 on Steam. I had fun playing single player on that and shit. But like Skullgirls, I actually played the tutorial, and then I just net played a lot. And then, but that was literally just it. And then I played with my friends, but I didn't know anything about like the FGC or anything. Not until so my friends brought it out of nowhere, and then I'm here going through character select. Oh, who the fuck is that? Oh, that's just Jam's X2 voice. Stop.
Wait for what?
I'm going through like random character selects. This is my first time seeing Guilty Gear.
Oh, okay.
This is me talking about how I got to pick Slayer out of all of them. I just liked his buttons. I really liked his 2H. I think that was it.
That's funny because when some people pick up a game for the first time, they find themselves like really liking moves that aren't that good. Like people love Falcon Punch. Casuals love Falcon Punch. That's just everyone knows that. Mm-hmm. But from a gameplay perspective, it's not that.
Oh man, I love this character's shitty move.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. So like, I was expecting you to be like, "Yo, I love this
pile bunker."
Yeah,
I don't even think I knew how to do that, or even knew it existed when I was
I love this
looking at
big bang upper.
No, we played Reload. He had Reload.
Oh,
This was okay. So this was probably this was August of 2017. Or
He only had Reload.
hold on, it was either 2017 or 2016. What time? When did Revelator come out on Steam? So I basically got into Revelator. Okay, you know what happened? I got into Reload. I was getting excited about buying Reload on Steam, and then getting upset that it wasn't on sale. So then.
You're like, I guess I'll
And
buy this Reload.
then I realized, oh shit, it has crossplay. It's released on PS3 and there's crossplay on PS4. Let me buy Revelator on it to play with my friend who is in Canada. And then we played once and it was not the greatest. Yeah. And then a month later, they announced that it's releasing on Steam. Like, well, shit. Oh yes. And then it came out on Steam in December 2017? No, probably 2016.
I don't have
I don't
numbers in
remember.
front.
I don't feel like Googling it. The computer's right there.
Nah, it's too far.
Anyways. So yeah. I liked Slayer because of his 2H and not his Pile Bunker or BDC. BDC I didn't even start using until like a year later after.
His 2H was the same. It was the stomp,
Yeah, it's
right?
the same. The stomp,
Okay.
that stomp.
I was just making sure. It's
Because
like,
it
why
was
is
big.
that?
It was a low. And it was big. It was chunky. It was wide.
Why is that what put like that's like when I first my first
Also, it just looked satisfying to watch. You know, animation, sprite art's fucking great.
that just reminds me of my first exposure to Guilty Gear. It wasn't even Xrd. So I saw the new game was coming out, like Sign, and I was hyped for that. But my only time I played it prior was my friend. I had a friend of a friend who was really into it. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, try this game. We were there for like an Evo party, and he was showing me it.
You were at Evo?
So, what?
You were at Evo? Before?
No, it was, he was at an Evo viewing party.
Okay.
So we were just watching the stream. I think that was in New Jersey. Yeah. So I was up there, and so they pull out the Wii and boot up the Guilty Gear, whatever version was on the Wii at the time. And so instead of showing me how to play, he hands me controller and beats my ass. So I'm like, what do I do? He's like,
he tells you, yo.
So I picked Jam because that was I watched footage of it once. And it was like Grand Finals Jam Mirror. So I'm like, yo, she got fire kicks. She's top tier because 2 of them are in Grand Finals. Let me try this character. And he just tells me, yeah, I don't know how to play Jam.
Oh.
So he just beats my ass with Soul. And my first experience was I just died. I didn't get to try anything. I don't know. So I'm like, yeah, this game's whack. So then I tried Xrd then because I saw a cute pirate girl in the trailer. So, and she didn't click to. So the Wii version was accent core because that was when May had her super shitty art. Her plus R art, splash art is really good. Her accent core art is garbage. Like the anatomy's wrong. Her face is.
Stop it. Daisuke will hear you.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Make a new Guilty Gear Daisuke. Coward.
Nah, it's okay. He's making Grand Blue versus.
Is he?
I don't know.
He's not even doing the
you're
music
right.
for it.
Yeah, you're right. Oh no, what's the music gonna be?
I don't know. Well, so the music sounds very Arc System-ish,
Yeah,
but
probably.
the composer's name is different. It's not Daisuke. So I don't know.
Exciting. I'm excited. It's literally just waifu fighters in Guilty Gear Engine. Yo.
Yeah, basic. Hopefully, I want that game. I really want that game to be good.
You really want that game too, and that's why you're trying to go to Evo. I don't care about Evo.
I kind of want to go to Evo.
After seeing all the blow ups and like $5 water and like Tony.
Yeah. See Tony. So
All right.
our friend booked
Yeah.
Spirit, and let's just say he didn't make it to Evo. His flights kept getting canceled and delayed, and
his
it
friend
super wet.
his friend was super assuring that Spirit was okay.
Yeah, they're like, yo, I got
This
these
is
great deals.
Tony's first time flying. He goes by Malphite Thick and
Yeah.
Skull Crusher and Salt Kill Demons.
And on PSN, YOLO Reckless.
Okay, yeah, that too.
I'm pretty sure I'm missing one of his many names.
I love people. Keep your names consistent. Who
Yeah.
in their right mind would ever use more than one name. I would certainly never use Vlakin as my username.
Like me, I'm just Second State or Scott Second State, like on Xbox and Twitter. But it's still the same name, just with an extension. So yeah, I think that covers most of it. Oh yeah, so there was a little event called MAGFest that happened a little bit ago. I figured we'll keep these weekly, bi-weekly, and just fill in the gaps.
I was thinking we'll just, whenever like we have people over at your place, we'll just see what happens. Also,
which is like every weekend anyway. Unless there's an event.
Like every other weekend or something.
Yeah. But yeah, MAGFest. Vincent, what did you do at MAGFest?
I played video games and... Okay, so last year I went. That was my first time ever like going to like a convention. And I had a fucking blast last year. I went with... It was basically just me. And then I met up with Tony there. Because, like... Actually, yeah, none of my friends won this year either. But, I don't know, that's on them. They don't really travel either to events. So, maybe I just gotta, pop that. Maybe. I gotta force them to come one day. Oh.
Probably.
I didn't say that.
I mean, they'll hear you. Probably.
Nah, this is something else. Okay. MAGFest. I wish they had... Nah, that's the route to say. I like the artist last year. Yo, they had Alex Chow. You remember that Metal Gear piece I showed you? I tried showing you, and then you picked the Ninja Girl instead. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of Akali...
What about it?
Those KDA skins unfaze me. Also, I like all the shit talk on Riot now.
Wait, what happened with Riot?
It's just like... Well, the truth coming out. It's like, Riot... It's like, what? It's not mystery. It's just like all this leak stuff about the people making the KDA characters and like stuff going, not uncredited, but like I don't know. You see how much I don't really know much about League anymore.
Right. All I know is KDA Akali is
nah. Okay, if that's another thing. That's my problem. Like. You can't really tell that that's Akali unless you say the name. Oh, that's Akali.
That's fine.
That's my thing about it.
That's fine. She's a ninja
girl. That's my conspiracy on League skins.
My thing is, it could not be Akali, and I wouldn't care.
But yeah, you can still like her. Yeah, girl. I just don't like the fact that... I guess she's named Akali. Yeah, that's Akali, yeah. It's just like, they just made some nice-looking girls. And then, it's Akali.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It has a ponytail, it has a face, man. You don't even really know what Akali looks like, really. I mean, we have Nurse Akali.
Who's the Akali?
None of that shit's canon. League sucks. I'm sorry, League's...
It's okay.
Not my game.
It's okay.
I guess
League's okay. It's always been okay. But there's just so much better things now. Like Guilty Gear and
Akali's dope.
I still need to play Steins Gate.
Whenever that League of Fighters game comes out, to fill anyone in, so Riot bought the rights to they bought the team. Anyway, something about the Rising Thunder.
Wasn't that like 3 years ago at this point?
Yeah, no, it was two and a half, something like that. But I remember I was literally just talking with someone about this once the Grand Blue one came out, because we're like, where's the League of Fighters game? Because even they had the Arc System guys, Daisuke, who produced Guilty Gear, Mori, who produced BlazBlue, we're all visiting Riot, we assumed, for this League of Fighters game, which we have literally no information, no leaks whatsoever, so we don't know what's coming. We don't even know if it's coming. It's just very assumed.
Maybe LOL.
Based on... They bought Rising Thunder. So Rising Thunder, if this doesn't come out, Rising Thunder died.
What even is Rising Thunder? Like, I hear a lot of praise on it, actually.
So Rising Thunder was a game. It was, I forget how many buttons it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a light, medium, heavy. Then you had 3 more buttons. That was for your 3 specials. Each special played like leagues. The buttons you play it has a cooldown. The actions come out. Mm-hmm. Some complaints were DPs were single button, but they had cooldowns then.
That's fine.
And so clearly they bought this to make a League game with this engine. That's what's assumed. Because it fits right in. The moves have cooldowns.
They have actual League actors, actual characters with character development or design. Character design.
Because I had a lot of fun with Rising Thunder, and then it just kind of died because it got bought out.
Speaking of getting into the thing I said way earlier. Okay, so I went from this drawing stuff, and then I got into TF2.
We're back here. Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I want to go back.
We'll come back to MAGFest in a sec.
I kind of apologize to a lot of you. Where I kind of stopped playing League. I haven't played since last year, April. Well, I probably did play a little, 1 or 2 matches after
I feel like
that.
I've seen you stream it since then.
I think I did, yeah, but the last time I played it as my main game, pretty much.
Yeah.
Speaking of talking about your main game, because I went from that drawing site, and then it was either League or TF. Oh no, it was TF2. Or not. Oh no, TF2. It meant oh no. I went. How did I go from TF2 to League?
Yeah.
TF2 is God's gift to mankind, and it still is. Look how Overwatch is blowing up still, and it's the only TF2 players just know that TF2 is the greatest. I'm sorry, Scott. You don't have that luxury.
I played TF2 once in college.
Bitch.
I held the button down, running around with Pyro, and I never went back.
Oh my god. Okay, you played the least. You played the diva. I see the diva as the least fun character. In
No one
Overwatch.
else interested in me, but I like fire things.
Yeah, Pyro was fun, and especially since he had Air Blast. Oh yeah, getting into TF2. How'd I get into that? On the drawing sites and stuff. That was one of the things that I kept seeing. I saw those DeviantArt icons. Have you ever used DeviantArt?
I browse.
People would make accounts specifically just for having the account name as a Discord emote, pretty much. So they would just have Discord emotes as their account. There's an account for this engineer head. There's an account for this engineer face. There's an account for the scout and his face. Anyways, I kept seeing that a lot, and then I got curious, and then actually looked at what TF2 was, and then I bought the orange box for PS3. This was before the free-to-play update on Steam. A while before the free-to-play update on Steam, so that's how I got into TF2. And then I played TF2 on the PS3 for maybe a couple months. This was after Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1. Yeah, that's how I got into TF2. How did you get into TF2, Scott?
I did not get into TF2. My friend said, "Hey, play TF2 with me." So I plugged in my Xbox pad and my PC, and I ran.
I missed out on. I didn't have an Xbox. I played it at a friend's house. I played Halo 2 at his place. That's also that's the only little knowledge I have of Soul Calibur 2 as well.
It's funny because I don't know why I plugged the pad in when I played TF2. Because
that was the only controller you had.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about you played on the computer.
Yeah, I played on the computer. I put my pad into my computer, and it was just weird because when I played Overwatch for 2 weeks, but then the new Guilty Gear, I think it was Rev 2 came out. It was the game Raven was in. It was whatever he was
Rev
in.
1.
That was Rev. Yeah, he was in Rev.
He was perfect.
So then Rev came out, and so I stopped playing Overwatch entirely. I had a 90% play rate on Reinhardt.
Do you happen to remember what level you were? Because, oh man, Overwatch is so bad. Well, I also played Overwatch for a lot of hours, enough hours to be level 500.
I don't know what my level was. All I know is I just played Reinhardt.
I pretty much played a ton of Overwatch after I stopped playing League, and then so I went from drawing site to TF2 to League to what did I just say comes after League?
Fighting games.
Oh, Overwatch, and then Guilty Gear.
Overwatch.
And
I forgot
Guilty Gear.
We literally just talked about Overwatch.
That's fine. Yeah.
We are very unorganized. I'm sorry.
No, we're not. That's fine.
You're right.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about MAGFest.
Yeah, we'll go back to MAGFest.
MAGFest. Yeah, so last year I just spent a lot of time in the art section and the arcade.
That was the same as this year.
No, this year I actually went to the dev booth for a majority, I think.
Oh, the
not a
indie
majority.
Stuff. Was indie stuff there last year?
Yes.
Oh, you just.
I just straight up didn't go to the indie stuff last year.
We got names of all the good indie stuff we played too, so we'll talk about that later as well.
I suppose. Yeah, I'll show anything that I feel strongly about.
We'll get to those.
Okay. I wanna. When's Blade and Soul?
We're never playing. How did you did the Blade and so we're just talking about MAGFest.
I was thinking about the stuff that we were talking about earlier, like my first MMO, and I can't get back into MMOs just because I've been spoiled by the ones I've played before.
It's too much time investment. I played Blade and Soul in college.
The time investment's not an issue.
I got ahead of all my friends in the game. Well, because I started playing it first. I got everyone else to do it then.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had a really big project come up, so I had to stop playing to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
Then everyone, I stopped playing actually earlier because I was waiting for I was just doing side stuff, having fun in the game, not really leveling up, waiting for my friends to catch up. Then I had to stop for work, and they flew past me and didn't wait.
Oh.
So I'm like they were playing like every minute of the day. Whenever they could play, they were playing. So I couldn't even grind to catch back up to them in time. So, and they refused to wait for me because their whole crew, like the whole crew was there but me. So that was kind of whack. That's how I fell out of Blade and Soul. Would have played it more probably.
I honestly don't know how I kept sticking with that game. It was probably just because I played with my friend. He goes by Zersh.
MMOs are so much fun if you're playing with friends.
That was exclusively why I played. Everything I played was with a buddy.
That was why, like, I've been
With
getting
Zersh,
back
pretty
into
much.
Monster Hunter again. I love Monster Hunter World when it first. I've been playing Monster Hunter a lot even, but Monster Hunter is so much better with friends. And now no one I really know plays.
Randoms.
Hopefully, Iceborne update brings that back. But I'll talk about Monster Hunter later. I'll probably talk about Monster Hunter in a future podcast, if not, probably not this one, but probably a future one.
In case someone starts talking about it, like someone else comes on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whenever Corey's back around, or he's one of my Monster Hunter. He used to play Guilty Gear. He fell out.
What were the earlier MMOs you've played?
RuneScape, of course. I feel like I played WoW for like 2 months. So I played the demo. I loved it. Then I played it for 2 months and I got bored. Mm-hmm. So I bought everything I needed for it, and then I just stopped. Kind of whack.
So this was after the drawing stuff. So in 7th grade, Zersh introduced me to this this MMO called Fiesta Online. This is my plea to anyone who's ever played that. I know.
Was that the Pinata shit?
That is not Viva Pinata, if that's what.
Well, I don't know why I had Fiesta. It's the same, whatever.
You know, because I think the logo. Actually, I think I can see it. Because like the logo, kind of. Actually, no. Google that shit right now. No, come here.
No, it's too far.
Because the logo kind of. I can see where you're coming from. The logo.
Okay. Yeah. It's just the name itself is very.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. Anyways, I have a few unlisted videos on Fiesta. Anyways, if anyone ever played that, I played on the Scipion server. I had a ranger named Vlokin, and I didn't. Oh man, you know how I'm indecisive?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would hoard items, and by items I mean like stuff that you can buy with actual money.
Okay.
Also, shout outs to buying subway cards to pay for MMO stuff.
Okay.
There were like a ton of like real money items that I just never used because I just also that the indecisiveness plus I just like hoarding, I guess, like saving, I guess.
I used to be really bad with. I got better, but if it's a digital space, I will hoard everything. If it's like in my closet, I have to clean it up. But if it's like just online something and I have room to hoard it, I'll hoard it.
Once I start collecting something, I can't stop.
Like my image folder on my computer is huge.
Okay, that's
crazy.
That's okay. So yeah, Fiesta Online. I can't go back to MMOs because my first MMO, it was very social. I played it very socially. So we had guildmates and shit, and there are a few that I still like. I guess am in contact. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like I still have them added on like Steam or stuff like that.
No. I remember the other MMOs I played.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I wanted. That's what I was trying to fish
you're
for.
done, I'll go
I was
back.
trying to fish for that. And then after that, Oh, like, the game was shit, by the way. The
Okay.
the balance was whatever. Archers were awful. I guess that's what started my whole, like, oh, I gotta play the archers. And now, like, every RPG related thing, D&D, whatever. I did like their one system called Kingdom Quest. So it was just like anyone in the server, you would do this, I guess, mission, this map, and you would just have 10 to 20 people. It was basically like a raid that would take like maybe 10 to 30 minutes. I don't remember that exactly, but I just remembered that that's probably a common thing nowadays to have. Like in Blade and Soul, you had those you would party up with like what, 5 to 10 people, right?
Like a raid, that kind
Yeah.
of thing?
Yeah. But like I just can't get that again from, I guess, the Guild Wars. Like Guild Wars 2, they had those like big, just a whole bunch of people. Did you play Guild Wars?
For a bit.
I did not.
My
I barely.
stepdad was big into Guild Wars, so I made an account with the stuff he got.
Ooh.
And so I played that for a bit. I liked how you could combine. I played Guild Wars 2, so I was like, I forget what was it, like I think I grabbed like fire and necromancy, wizard or some whatever the classes were in that. But yeah, I didn't play it for too long. It was cool though.
I tried it because, like, you know, it seemed it probably is like a good MMO.
It seemed,
But it just
it
just doesn't spark for me personally, just because it's just like all those raids, it just didn't feel too.
My
I
biggest
didn't have
issue,
too much of a connection with it.
maybe it's because I didn't know what I was doing, but in Guild Wars 2, I remember in the early levels, I played a couple levels. I played it for a bit, at least a handful of weeks maybe, and after playing it for a while, I'm looking around. I'm like, everyone in this town looks exactly the same. They all have the same Guild Wars outfits, and the only ones who don't are the ones who like paid money for like exclusive outfit, and that's just MMOs, right? But
that's how they really win with the big bucks. You gotta customize your board.
yeah, but not really having exclusives. Even if it's just I can pick the color of my outfit. But no, everyone had the exact same blue outfit. If we all had the same outfit and it was different colors, I could at least stylize a little bit. But I hate not being able to customize. I got a stick. I immediately got custom stick art for it.
I'm still a little bit in disbelief. Well, I guess because like you don't want some like whack thing on your thing. Don't mind me. I'm just like shit posting on my stick that I do not even play Guilty Gear with. Don't mind me. But like that was one reason. It's just
like I have a custom ball
it does
top.
feel nice
I have
to
a
play
custom
on. Yeah.
dust washer. I have a
Rip your
custom...
ball top, by the way. You want to talk about your ball top?
So
The ball top is that, you know, the part of the joystick.
Yeah, the very top part. It's usually white on most default ones. So my first stick was for Street Fighter 4. It was a Kwamba Q4 RAF. So I got an Ibuki stick art, and I got an Ibuki dust washer for that. And I wanted... there was no Ibuki ball tops out yet. Some came out later. You could probably still buy them. But I wanted a custom one. I found someone who does custom painting for sticks and ball tops and all that. So I commissioned an Ibuki ball top. So I just said, this is the art style I want, because he had like a bunch of different styles on his site. I want it in this color. I want it to look like this. And he did. He shipped it to me. It looked great. I loved it. It was totally worth the money. They said it doesn't chip, sweat doesn't wear it off, all that. And I was like, okay, great. And apparently, if anyone knows Chris Chi from back at the time, he had one of their ball tops. And his, I always see it on stream. It looks great. I don't know what I do wrong, but the paint started to chip off. So I emailed the guy. I'm like, listen, I'm having these issues. How do I cover this up? I use like any kind of like nail polish or something to fix this? And he's like, you can. It just gives it a weird yellowish color to it. Or I was like, doesn't make sense. Whatever. He was gonna paint me a new one in the exact same art style. So I sent it back. He repainted it, sent me a new one. Started shipping again. So I just gave up. And right after it started shipping, I think it was Arcade Shock that has the Chibi Street Fighter one, so I just bought a Chibi Ibuki, and I just have the painted a Buki one in a bag somewhere, trying to keep it as safe as possible. So I still like the art. I think it looks great. I like showing it off.
Is it like on some kind of display or anything?
No, it's when I showed you. It's just in my drawer upstairs.
Oh, it's on display in your drawer.
It's on display on my drawer. I'll figure something out.
Can you like? Cause like, you could screw it onto some old joystick and just have the fucking joystick along with the wiring.
I just gotta figure out how to like stand it up or display it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was super unfortunate. It's kind of heartbreaking because I really liked it, but sometimes that happens with custom stuff. MAGFest. So, what indie games stood out to you? If that's what you did differently this year.
I like 3 indie games, and I hated every single. Just there were 3 that stuck out to me. One was Groove Catcher. That was the VR one that you didn't get to try out.
Yeah, I didn't get to play that.
It was just, follow your hand along the path, and it was to the beat, but it was just like more flowy, not like tap, that kind of rhythm stuff. Also, when I have this uploaded somewhere, I'll probably like put something in the background, like either. Probably like to some like Twitch VOD of us playing or me playing something, and then whenever we're talking about something, I'll probably just like have some image of what we're talking about on it.
That's fine.
I'll do that. Don't worry. But like that, I would be showing images.
Well, it depends where we upload it. But yeah. That's for there.
I'll figure it out. Yeah, Groove Catcher. This other one called Unbeatable, which is our downright favorite one, who was made by some.
Was so good.
Is he 18 years old?
We're shilling
it was
right a 6-person dev.
It was but like the main person was like.
I have one of the cards here. Unbeatable. You can follow them at @dcell_official on Twitter. This game is great.
It's one of my strong beliefs. I love its art. I love its.
If you can check the art on the Twitter.
I like to source my shit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
It all depends where we upload it, where we can do it. But Unbeatable, the best way to describe it
it's like
is
one finger death punch to the beat. Do you know one finger death punch?
I do not actually.
That's okay. This is from your eyes. It's like Unbeatable, except they're just like coming in. They're just coming in on the sides, and then you press like a certain button to kill.
Oh, gotcha.
As they're coming in.
Just like a survival thing.
So Unbeatable is like one finger death punch, but like to the rhythm.
I was gonna say it's like a rhythm.
Its character design's got like there's a girl. This girl with big blue hair, or not big blue hair. She has a big bow. And a guitar. She's just chilling there.
Main girl has a microphone. She's hitting the guys as they come in, while the girl with the guitar is playing music. Mm-hmm. So it's super neat. It's gonna have a story too. I played a bit of the story. I really like what they're going with it.
I didn't get to check out the story at all, just because I wanted to play the game.
Yeah. I understand that. But they're only 3 months in, and this is good. This is good shit they're making. Definitely check them out when you get a chance. We joked. I talked with them a lot. So we were at MAGFest in the indie room till 3 a.m. It was me.
We were there until 5 a.m.
Yeah. But I was saying, we were talking to them.
But the devs were there till like 3.
The devs were there all night. We were there. Well, we were playing this at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So like we're playing. I'm talking with the devs. They have like a 6-person dev team, and so I'm expecting really good things in this game. This game looks really good. Best thing I can say about it is I don't know what all platforms are going with this, but I really like everything about this game. That stood out to me as rhythm, and the art's very like fluorescent. It all stands out well.
Even if it is PC only, he's like, well,
yeah.
Who doesn't have a PC, dog?
Exactly.
Gamers out there without PCs, wow.
And now, what's your third game from the indie panel?
Oh yeah, that the one that we played. It was called the one that was like we were like hidden from each other.
Oh, At Sundown. So At Sundown is actually coming out in 10 days on Steam. It says there's a demo. I couldn't find it.
Oh yeah.
But I should have some info here on it. Yeah. So At Sundown is it's sundown/game.com or at Sundown Game on Twitter.
Yeah, you can find the YouTube thing. I'll probably like put it.
Yeah, I bet Vince will probably link this.
Yeah, but it's like it's like the whole map. It's like the whole map is fog of war except for like the light sources. Where there's a lamp there. And so you're trying to run around see where other people. It's kind of like the concept of screen cheat except on a 2D plane.
Yeah, essentially.
That's basically it. Except you get shown when you're near a light source, and there are also items around. But
or if you attack. So if you attack, you reveal your position.
Yeah.
So if you think you know where someone is,
the map also like inevitably will show you. I think. Well, not the one that we played, but like there's one map that occasionally because it's like a mansion, and so like the whole floor will just reveal itself at some point. But
yeah, we only had one map in the demo we played there, but they have a video with all these other maps going on.
They had more. You know why? Because we just sat. Because like the whole time we played it, we were playing on one map and didn't bother switching map.
So yeah,
that's how you know the game's godlike. Because we don't even want to switch map we didn't want to switch map. We didn't even notice that there were other maps. It was just because the game's great. It was cool. My only worry is that it was just might be one of those games like, oh, this is a really neat concept. Kind of like Screen Cheat. It's nice, but then I just like stopped playing it.
Yeah, I mean,
it was like a thing I played for just a thing that I played for like a day.
It's something I can just throw on the TV. Someone can just pick up a controller and play, and a bunch of people can. It'll be great.
That's Jackbox.
Yeah, I mean, Jackbox you need to kind of like establish. This is like a small 4-person thing you can do. Yeah. It's great. It's fun.
It was cool. I honestly don't see myself buying it.
I'm probably gonna buy it because people are just always here. I think it's gonna be a fun game.
Yeah, you host a lot, so thanks.
Yeah. 2 other games that stood out to me was Mega Man Battle Network.
Oh yeah, okay. That was the third. I forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
That was the godlike. That was the other godlike game.
Yes.
Within their third day of releasing their Kickstarter, they already funded it.
Yeah, basically the game funded really fast. So they refer to it as a deck building bullet hell roguelike. It's called One Step from Eden. So it's kind of like Battle Network, but you and the enemy both have your own 4x4 grids. In the demo, they actually have a demo out. You can play the exact demo we played online.
Actually, they told me that the one that's out had more.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. So I knew that was
because they had to like cut it down for MAGFest or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay, there was that hidden boss that. Yeah. I'm assuming they didn't have that because I don't think they had that. They didn't have that crystal that you keep alive. Yeah.
Yeah, all this we're talking about, you can see on their page. Yeah, One Step from Eden, Battle Network.
I back that shit.
Clone, very faithful to what it's like referencing, which was dope.
Super promising.
Yeah, it seems very, very promising. Art's great. The girls are cute.
Yeah.
I showed my girlfriend it, and she immediately dropped 50 into the Kickstarter.
What did
she wanted the little plushie of the main character because the main character is cool.
Yeah.
And one other game that can really speak. Well, there's 2. One's very iffy, but the other 2 I want to shout out are Beyond Our Stars. That was a VR game. This game did something I haven't seen from other VR games, which was super cool. Was you have an area where you can move. But you can move throughout the environment by pointing at the ground, and it teleports you there. I was worried hearing this because I figured it was going to be jarring.
This was your first time doing VR.
Yes. And I was worried this teleport or like the jumps you do will be very jarring. You'll like show up, be like, oh shit, where am I?
Yeah, so actually, I'm pretty sure you were afraid of is getting like motion sickness or something.
A little bit.
Yeah, so from what I've been told, so I haven't really tried VR too much. My school had it. They have like a VR lab in the basement, which is pretty sick that they funded that. There's just gigantic Alienware down there. Anyways, it's because this my friend named Hyperfuse Blur told me it's because your body's not used to like seeing yourself move and you not actually moving. That's what causes motion sickness. So that's why the teleport thing worked. So if you were moving yourself with like an analog stick, you'd probably be done.
Yeah, that makes... So, see, this is a good solution to that problem, the teleport they did. But I was just afraid, like, it'd be hard to control too. You point the ground, you're like, oh, that's not where I want it. But it worked great.
Yeah, so my first time trying VR, I thought it was just like, oh, it's just VR. Who really cares? But like then I tried it. I just played some like, oh, you pick up objects. I was just very surprised at how like responsive everything was.
Yeah, and this game is
compared to how like not responsive like Nintendo motion control shit is.
Yeah.
So that was very refreshing.
I don't know what they were using. I don't know what controller that was. I didn't catch it.
Oh yeah, which
version of VR it was.
Yeah, like
But-
Oculus or Sony or whatever.
It was all logic puzzles. The art's really cute.
The
It has,
main
like, little
reason,
robots and aliens.
yeah, the main reason we tried it was because the main artist. What else does he do on it?
He's the main artist. He does all
Okay.
the promotional art and the in-game textures and stuff.
The main reason we went to that booth was because
Because we knew one of the devs from Guilty Gear.
yeah,
He was a local Bedman player. But the game was a lot of fun. I'm glad I went to check that out.
yeah, I'm glad I went there.
Yeah, shout outs to him in this game. He goes by KB Nova, so shout outs to him. Only other game that I can speak highly of, I don't have the card on me. I think I forgot it in my car. But it was like Neon something Krager. It was some little 2D action platformer.
Isn't that
Reminded
that
me.
thick card that I gave you? Was that thick card I gave you that you played with Danny?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
right
yeah,
there.
I do have it. Yeah. Neon Krager Yamamoto. It was a little like Ninja Robot, sprite-based action platformer. It was really cool, really fun. It felt like some things were missing, but I still had fun despite that. Depending on the price point, I want to support it, but I speak highly for some of these other games as well. I just really like Ninjas. The robot aesthetic's cool, so I just want to shout out them because that was a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Some other things in the indie stuff, some stood out, some didn't. There was
Basically,
there
everything else didn't stand out
yeah,
because we don't really.
there's 3 fighting games they had there that didn't really capture what's great about fighting games. So one was there that some of you may have saw if any of you watched like the Super Best Friends Fisticuffs or anything. They would have they had Punch Planet on there.
I never tried.
They had a demo
I never
there.
tried it yet.
It looked okay from the videos. I didn't try it. I wasn't really interested in trying it. It didn't look like it was my cup of tea.
I feel like a lot of these indie fighting are they missing? I don't know, like the devs behind them, but are they missing people who know a lot
Know
about
how to
devs?
play a fighting game?
Yeah.
Considering, so we played a game called Fright Fight or something like that. Your block button didn't work. If you blocked something, you got staggered basically, and if you got hit again, you got opened up. Your guard broke.
And there was hella chip damage, I guess.
Yeah, you took hella chip damage, and the second hit you hit while blocking broke your guard. So it was like, why would you even block? It kind of eliminated throws. It felt clunky.
From a gameplay standpoint.
It's apparently out already. It's on Steam, and I'm like, what?
Oh yeah.
There's another game that's probably not coming to Steam. I don't know how the hell you can get this game on Steam. Basically,
We're allowed to critique.
yeah, we're critiquing. It's needed. People need to know. So there's another fighting game.
From like
there.
a dev standpoint, it's probably like cool.
Probably, maybe.
I couldn't have done it. Maybe eventually, but
I'm not gonna say I could have, but
Yeah.
one day I could have.
one day you'll.
Yeah. There's another fighting game. So once I say what it's about, if you play fighting games, you'd be like, why?
Well, it didn't even seem like it was trying to be like a serious fighting game.
It wasn't.
Yeah. So.
But it could have been.
I
It
can't
could have
really-
been neat.
That's why I can't.
It could have been neat.
Could've.
But it's
kind of like salty levels of neat Mugen, I guess.
Nah,
where you're
salty.
trying to-
That's dope.
Yeah, I know. I
This
mean, I
is
meant actually
not even
not
neat.
salty, but I meant Mugen.
Oh,
Because
Mugen.
they had a Mugen tournament. That seemed. We
Yeah,
should've
it could have
entered.
been-
Wow, we should have entered.
It could have been interesting. Mugen is interesting. This wasn't even interesting. So I walk up
Yeah.
and I ask him, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? All I see is a box that has, how many buttons
100.
are on it? So it was 98. 98 buttons were on this giant box. And so I asked, what the hell is going on here? And she's like, the lady around the booth is like, oh, it's a fighting game. I'm like, yes, I know. I love fighting games. Please elaborate.
Fucking elitist.
And I didn't say it like that. But I basically just said, yeah, I love fighting games. I'm curious what's going on here. And she starts breaking it down how every character and every player has button. 49 buttons. Yeah. 49. And each round, your buttons randomize. That includes movement. That includes jumping.
And then the rest are like screen effects.
Yep. So, like one button just spawns a little balloon on the screen. One changes the lighting of the room. So you have to find your movement. And so I'm like, oh, you have to like find your movement, find your best buttons and work with it. And she's like, nah, just spread your hand as far as you go and just smash them buttons. That's the best results I've seen here. I'm like, oh, you work at this booth and you're trying to sell it to me and you're just like, yeah, just spread your hand as far as you can.
Oh, it didn't. Were they really trying to sell it, or is that just some neat thing that they had in the?
I don't.
Because it just seemed like, something to have on there, kind of like those just random arcade booths that were, like that one that we tried where we like rob each other's money. I actually forgot the name of that. Whoops. I probably took a picture of it like last year.
Yeah. Oh, if you said it was there last year, that game was fun too. I don't remember the name of it.
It was cool.
Crap.
But that 100-button fight or whatever, it didn't seem like a thing.
98.
It didn't even seem like it probably wasn't even like part of like a dev thing. It was just like one of the games that they had in the dev room.
Maybe. I'll give it that. I'll give it a that. For the dev room?
It wasn't entirely a dev room. It was like just games that weren't arcade.
Yeah, but like there was that one light game we played that was someone made that and put it on display there. So it's all like just dev stuff, random dev stuff. What else was there, MAGFest?
Talk about how great the arcade was.
The arcade was dope. So this is one of my favorite things that was at MAGFest. I don't know if it was there last year.
Probably.
They had an F-Zero AX cabinet. If you don't know what this is, it's an arcade game that came out along F-Zero GX.
First point, it's F-Zero.
It's F-Zero. I love F-Zero. I was talking to someone about this cabinet.
Holy shit.
Apparently, yeah, Vince, did you enjoy your time with the F-Zero?
I enjoyed it a lot.
Is it your favorite racing game?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
It'd have to compete with Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. With
so it's your favorite fight? Yeah, F-Zero's
and you know, Diddy Kong Racing, and it's got some competition. Mario Kart, yes.
No, F-Zero's the best.
But like F-Zero's fucking dope.
So I was talking with someone there, and they were explaining to me how this was one of 30 fully functioning F-Zero cabinets still in America,
30.
Which is dope. I don't know if it's just in America or in the world. If it's in the world, it's kind of crazy. But I want to.
Even just US, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like it's fast, and like the whole seat, it like actually like rotates as you're doing shit.
Yes. So to simulate like the future, if you know what F-Zero is, like a futuristic racing game. So the seat moves depending on how you turn, or if you hit a wall and you turn upside down. It like doesn't fully like 360 rotate, but it gets a good
30.
It gets a good degree to it.
Maybe like the whole from like left to right. That's like a third. I don't know. But like it rotates enough to the point where they got like danger procedures kind of where like can you talk about
so this actually screwed me up too, one of my races. So it has a sensor underneath the seat, so if anything comes under it or near it, like near the base of it, the rotation on the seat shuts down. I put my bottle of Totally Just Lemonade next to my seat.
Green lemonade.
It was green lemonade, yeah. Totally just green lemonade next to my seat. Totally not driving under the influence or anything.
Yeah.
And I put it, and then halfway through my race, it's like locking seat detected under seat or something. And then I'm like, oh my God, it picked up my drink literally sitting next to the seat. So it locked the seat up on me, which makes it easier to drive. So if you don't put in your seatbelt either, it won't go.
The seatbelt's actually required to actually play the game.
Yeah.
For it to,
It's easier to drive without it. So if there was some people
Coward.
doing time trials who didn't do it because they wanted it easier, but you lose the experience of it, which is kind of cool.
If you're trying to time trial, then just go on a GameCube, dog. Nah, you want that rotation. That's what makes it great.
If you're an F-Zero fan, the aesthetic is so cool.
I am now.
And they even had a slot for a GameCube card.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know what all it saves. It loads your racing profile, and you earn credits for the GX shop on the GameCube by playing the arcade game. Game's dope. There's only 6 tracks, unfortunately. They're kind of modified from the arcade version to show all the gimmicks.
Okay.
I don't remember. It was Mute City, Aeropolis, which were both modified. Mute City became like a NASCAR track, just turn left twice. Aeropolis became a little more. It was hard to hear the music on the machine. I don't know if it was down or just low. What was the other ones? It was Space something. They had Green Hills. No, yeah, Green Plant. Green. I picked one by accident. Whatever. Anyways,
I was very happy because I left MAGFest hitting first place in the 3rd map.
Yeah, it was the space station. I didn't get that one. I kept playing that track because I wanted first. I got like 13th, 5th, 8th, 5th, and then Vince got first on his second try. I was upset.
Oh yeah, that was my second try. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm a gamer.
What else was that at arcade?
Second
Ton
try,
of fighting games.
Second try on the 3rd map, but it took me like 3 tries to get, maybe 3 or 2 tries to get first on the 2nd map. No one cares about the 1st map because that's just the
It's just
NASCAR
try
one,
the
so
game real quick.
no one cares about that.
Yeah.
I pretty much just played that and DDR. DDR's cool.
They had a ton of fighting games. I didn't touch any rhythm games there, unfortunately. They had a super cursed Guilty Gear cabinet. It was running on an old, I think it was Tekken Tag tournament.
It was a Guilty
cabinet.
Gear X. Which version was it?
It was
Reload?
XX. It was just.
Okay, just XX.
I don't know if it was.
Just assume it
slash.
was probably X.
But yeah, it was
Some old version that didn't have the busted buttons. But anyways, it's Guilty Gear. It had like the characters on the characters and their movesets on the above and below the screen. But it also had Eddie, not from Guilty Gear, but from Tekken on the side
Eddie
of the cabinet.
Gordo.
Eddie Gordo, yeah.
And if you play Tekken Tag, you know the layout. It's the box layout, and then on the very top right, away from the rest of the buttons, is your tag button. So how it was mapped, it was the Guilty Gear Rainbow, where you had bottom left button was punch, top left kick, slash. Then your heavy slash is all the way up here at the Tekken Tag Tournament tag button. Then your dust is the bottom right corner of the square. So you have to like stretch your fingers all the way out to hit heavy slash. It was super cursed. A bunch of other fighting games. They had the whole cabinets. They had the JoJo's fighting game there. They had Blitzkampf. They had a bunch of Third Strike cabinets.
I didn't get to
Street
really
Fighter
play
2.
too much. I only got to play Fate Unlimited Codes.
Yeah, Fate Unlimited Codes. There's apparently some cabinet issues. The screen was a bit messed up. One of the buttons was wonky, which sucked. It's always the Fate. I love Fate Unlimited Codes, and there's always weird issues. I was at a fighting game tournament where the Fate cabinet had a diamond gate on it. Try doing quarter circles on a diamond gate.
Yikes. Isn't that just a straight line at that point?
Yeah, you literally are like, you're trying to do quarter circles, and they only sometimes come out. It's very wag. Super wag. And the cursed Guilty Gear cabinet had a circle gate on it. Just throwing that out there.
That's fine. Last year I saw that cabinet only as I was as they shut down. So at like 3 o'clock on Sunday, it's like, oh shit, there's like this Guilty Gear cab with Eddie from Tekken on it. I wish I played it, and then I actually didn't even bother playing it this year just because I tried the buttons and I was like, no thanks. I didn't get to play it with anyone either, so
that was most people there. Not much I can speak to in the arcade room. I didn't get to play any rhythm games, unfortunately. Yeah. Played the BB Tag cabinet a bit.
There's always one round.
I got kicked off every time because I suck at BB Tag.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was.
My problem with Juvie is I can't find the songs that I know.
It's like the
Because it's going purely by the image thing, and then also trying to like go through them.
yeah, you have to
individually.
tap
That's
it to even
too
see the
much
name,
time.
and it's another language half the time.
Jubeat's cool.
Yeah, there was a console room. There was barely any Guilty Gear there. It was only ever Guilty Gear.
Console room.
Someone brought it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was someone.
So I
had to
played
bring
some
it.
Guilty Gear
Thank
there.
you, Moongrass.
Played some Million Arthur Arcana, but yeah, shout out to Moongrass for bringing the Guilty Gear setup.
For like carrying the
Definitely
Guilty
bringing
Gear
one
setup
next year.
everywhere.
But yeah, played some Million Arthur, played some Skullgirls. Was dope.
Art room was godlike.
What?
Art room was godlike.
Art room is godlike as always. Not much to really speak
Actually,
to it.
Maybe not as godlike as last year.
Yeah.
But
I'm still.
I bought like maybe 5 or 6 prints this year.
I had to go take out money from the ATM twice.
We also covered for some of us, so I paid you back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Oh yeah, other thing, speaking of the arcade room and console room, one of my biggest MAGFest regrets was I was coming downstairs and my girlfriend told me she saw a Guilty Gear May cosplayer, and I'm like, oh shit, I want to get a picture with her.
By
right?
the way, May is a character from Guilty Gear.
Yes, I said Guilty Gear character.
That she's she's the one that people associate with, I guess, or like you're the May player, yeah.
I'm
Scott's
the,
a May player.
I'm the May player.
No, not like that, but like Scott's May
Yeah.
player, pretty much. That's why this whole May cosplay you're talking about.
Yeah, so basically I do a lot of content creation for May. I help run the May Discord. People usually come to me about questions for the character, whether it's how to learn the character or how to fight the character. So a lot of stuff like that. People usually come to me for things similar to that regard. Not
As
everyone,
far as
there's
you
other
know.
good May players out there.
As far as
But
you know.
especially in this scene, like the tri-state area, people usually come to me for all that. So yeah, I was looking for her. I was told she has the big anchor. She had everything, and I was like, I want a picture with her. So I go to the arcade room. I didn't see her. I just play some F-Zero. I go to the console room, play some Guilty Gear. Still don't see her. I'm like, I guess she just gave up because I assume like there was another May player. There was 2 other May players there. Well, one doesn't play May anymore, but he likes May. So, and I talked to them. They're like, none of them saw her. I'm like, oh no, this girl went through all this trouble to dress as May, and no one knew she
None
was.
of the May no one in the May Discord mentioned it either, I guess.
There was no pictures in the May Discord. No one mentioned it. So I'm like, oh no, this poor girl dressed as May, and then like probably just got changed early because no one recognized her. I felt kind of bad
And your
thinking that. Maybe that's not the
girlfriend
case.
Didn't try to get a hold of you and make sure you got a picture. Right?
But yeah, like
Damn.
yeah, guess I'm not that relevant. But yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. Worst part was this. So this was Saturday at MAGFest. Sunday we were leaving, and I saw some guy carrying out the 2 pieces of the anchor, and I'm like, oh no.
That was her.
That anchor looks so good. Looks so cool. And it was a big room. I couldn't pick out who it was. And it didn't matter. They weren't in cosplay anymore, so I was like,
We're on that
whatever.
elevator.
I give
We
up.
trying to go
I'll try next year.
Yep.
if
So
they-
one of the early start going to conventions, you're gonna have some regrets of leaving them, and then you're gonna want to go next year.
I want to go next year before this. I was like Thursday night already.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm coming next year.
You know,
There was some godlike panels too.
Well,
We'll get to that in a bit.
actually, I went on Friday last year, so plus they didn't really have late registration or a cap, so you could actually just register there.
Yeah. We got a room in the Gaylord too. That was dope.
Somehow, yeah, I this is like my first time booking a room there, and I got it. So I actually don't know how lucky I am because
We just got to go ham.
I
this
just
year,
heard
too.
that we are extremely lucky.
Both our friend groups
Yeah,
got a room in
the
the
2
Gaylord.
people in our friend
That's
group trying to
insane.
got rooms, and then I see outcry
And then
everywhere.
Danny's group got one too.
Okay.
So like all 3 of our friend groups got a room in the Gaylord. I don't know how crazy that is, but kind of dope.
The panels.
Yeah, panels. So the first panel we went to.
I had the SNK, or unless you went to.
No,
one
it was
later.
SNK, yeah.
Okay.
We went to an SNK history panel, which seemed kind of neat. We had nothing else to do at the time. that was neat. They went through. It wasn't as much SNK stuff as I thought it was going to be. It was game devs.
Like
Yeah, they were talking. So an SNK 40th anniversary game was coming out, as a bunch of SNK games on it, and the devs for it were talking about how they approach remaking games. Because a lot of people, they re-release games. They're like, here's Mario 3 on Nintendo eShop, and that's it. You get the game, and that's it. These people wanted to make, like, they refer to it as art books, but games. So they wanted to present the games.
It's
not just
like a
play
museum.
them. Yeah, like a museum for a game. So they went through this. The coolest one for me was the Street Fighter one and the Mega Man one. They apparently made the remakes for both those, so Street Fighter 30th anniversary and Mega Man 1 through 5 collection. Not X, the original Mega Man. And they had like a whole art gallery, translated documents that weren't translated before. A lot of cool stuff like that help you like not just play the game, but experience it again, which was neat. Just seeing all that was kind of neat. After that was the shitty panel you dragged me to. You can talk to that one.
Yeah, so there was this, it was at 1 a.m. on Friday. It was the YouTube poop panel. And it was such a shit show, it was pretty great. Well, for me at least, but... I
was already drinking, so I don't remember too much of it.
I'll be honest, I was kind of disappointed that they didn't go through like actual history, but I'm very glad that they all had fun there because they have their own like, you know, poop community. I never grew up with YouTube poops that much. Like I saw it on the sidebar of YouTube growing up and never actually.
I never clicked.
I acknowledged it. I only
saw
it. It's like yeah. But like I only now appreciated it, which is like shit, I missed out on the golden age. I follow a bunch of like YouTube poop music video makers, and they make some great shit, and they know how to make audio, they know how to make video. Like
I left like 30 minutes in.
That's fine.
So
because they spent like 30 minutes introducing themselves, or like literally everyone in the community,
which is fine. Okay. I got through that. And I was like, I didn't grow up with it. I never cared. I thought it was stupid.
I didn't grow up with it, so I wanted them to kind of go over it.
I wanted to know what I missed and if I should care. And they had some technical difficulties, so they just didn't do the history. So they start like, we're just going to skip the history and go to Q&A. So I'm like, I'm leaving. I have nothing to ask. I don't care.
They didn't even say those. They just went to the Q&A. That's okay.
They said technical difficulties, so I assume.
Oh yeah. The whole reason that this wasn't too great was because like the room itself, they were having a bunch of like audio issues and video issues. So that's probably why. So that's okay. Plus, so like I follow a lot of them because they make some good shit, and it was nice to see them all in person.
Panel after that was
It was the
normal
devs. The normal game dev panel.
So there was a panel. What even was it?
It was like quitting your day job panel 3.
It was a whole. If you weren't a game dev, it probably doesn't matter to you. But it was about like.
It was just neat to listen to them.
When's it okay to quit your day job to work on your indie game? Because. But let's be honest. Being an indie game, you're probably not going to be successful. And that's basically what they were saying. They were saying, despite the name of the panel, you probably shouldn't quit your job unless you're like confident.
You need like a safe. Confident. You need a safe. Approach.
It's basically to help people like, hey, don't ruin your life trying to make a game. Get a safe option. You're probably gonna fail a couple of times, so like, save up some money, quit work for 6 months. If you don't succeed, get a job. Save up again, then try again. Don't put yourself in a scenario where you're going to screw yourself over. And I think that's great advice. So I haven't worked on games since college, and it was just, some of the stuff was inspirational, cool to hear, stuff that was just very interesting from that aspect.
Because they had the video game attorney. Have you seen him online? Like a lot.
I actually had. I wanted to follow him on Twitter and I forgot. I gotta get all that information.
I think anyone who uses the internet somewhat, or anyone who's a gamer out there knows who video game attorney is. I guess just because you see a lot of stories about him. He was like, if you come down later at midnight, we're literally gonna make a panel and we're just gonna shit on companies. Yeah, he's like, we're just gonna get drunk and shit on game companies. So we're like, that sounds dope.
So midnight, we have our drinks that are totally just lemonade, and we go down to the soapbox room. Which the soapbox room there is just anyone
It's just
can
an
go
open
in,
room,
grab
yeah.
the mic, talk about whatever. But they got it reserved because this was like a last minute panel. There was no other really rooms open.
That's fine.
So we get there and they're explaining to us. They're like, yeah. So we went down to the panel and we asked the people who I forget who they were talking to. They're trying to get a panel ready, and they're like, can we have a room and 2,000 chicken nuggets? They said, not only can we get you 2,000 chicken nuggets, you can have the soapbox room. So they started explaining like all these stories and stuff.
The video game attorney was talking about his dad, how he like, oh yeah, he suddenly got kicked out of his college because his dad forged his grandma's signature and like something with video game attorney. Okay, that wrong order. Yeah, he took video game. So this is video game attorney's dad. So he took his like social security. He withdrew a bunch of his college funds from his bank.
So he said that his dad said that he was like ill. He was like super ill,
and so he's
he needed
withdrawing
the money to cover his bills and whatnot. Well, that all came from his college tuition, so he had to get kicked out of college.
Of course, he was lying. So
yeah, he did some forgery on some stuff.
He forged his grandma's signature to get the lease on their house. His grandma didn't know. When she found out, she got a heart attack. Their mom drove her to the hospital. She got hit by something.
On the way to the hospital, she got T-boned.
So now they're both.
And then they're both in the hospital. Meanwhile, while they're in the hospital, 3 cops show up to their house for their dad because he has a warrant out for him.
Holy shit.
As soon as the door opens, they see 2 male and a female cop. Being the gentleman he is, he punches the female officer in the face, runs out to the bathroom, goes out through the window, jumps in his car. One officer jumps in the car after him and wrestles him to try and get the keys away.
The other one tries to get in front of the car.
And tries to hold it down like He-Man or some shit. And then his dad breaks the officer's arm, throws him out of the car, runs over to the other officer, puts him in a coma, starts driving away. Some other officer like drives him into one of those metal things you see on the side of the road.
Guardrails?
Yeah, guardrails. And then the officer that drove him into the guardrail was his college roommate's dad. So he was saying, like, that was awkward on moving out day. And right as he finishes explaining that, he's like, chicken nuggets are here. And, like, 4 guys with full bags of, like, McDonald's chicken nuggets come in. They bought 120 packs of chicken nuggets, started passing them out.
With
sauces
sauce.
everywhere.
With sauce.
So there's just chicken nuggets everywhere. It was dope. It was great. That was the best panel I've ever been to.
I wish I was at the soapbox when Shadi was talking shit on.
Apparently he was explaining why Third Strike
Drunk Shadi's
is the worst fighting game ever. But yeah, that panel was dope. Definitely, if you're at MAGFest, definitely look for that next year. All I can say is
I will still go to MAGFest. That's all.
2,000 chicken nuggets.
I love MAGFest and I love Otakon.
Me and Vince both had a 20-piece. It was dope.
Yeah, we shared a 20-piece. I thought, I was like, oh shit, we can keep a box to ourselves. I felt bad. But then literally every other 2 people next to us had one too. It was like, oh, well, I guess there's enough. I underestimate how much 2,000 is compared to that room.
Whenever anyone walked in the room, they're like, get this man some chicken nuggets. And everyone's like throwing chicken nuggets at him. It's great.
Yeah.
That was last for panels.
What even else was on the document?
We had so I'm just gonna read out the docket. Fuck it. We had fighting game related stuff.
Kaiji's great.
And Guilty Gear's okay. And then just
Guilty Gear's fucking great.
Anime shit. Current anime season sucks. We'll get to that. And we'll get to that.
Well,
last season was good. This coming season.
So we watched Goblin Slayer.
We watched Goblin Slayer.
Zombieland Saga.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
I watched A Certain Magical Index, Ace Attorney, and I think there's another one I watched on my own.
Yeah, basically, I just watched the first 3 we listed.
That might have been it. But yeah, we watched those 3, the first 3. The other 2 I watched on my own.
This week just started Kakegurui and Mob Psycho Season 2.
Which I haven't seen the prequels
Either
to
of
either of those.
I recommend it. Scott hasn't watched Devilman Crybaby.
I'm getting there. Okay, so I'll get the Devilman. I'll give you my breakdown once I actually get to it on whatever podcast week that is. My current thing is I'm trying to get through Magical Index. I fell behind. Show's kind of whack. I like the first 2 seasons way better. I'll elaborate on more of that later. And I wanted to get through the K Project movies, 7 stories. K reached 7 stories. But I will hold off on that to watch Devilman because everyone keeps raving about that. Vincent finally started watching Kaiji.
Yeah. I've been missing it. This was 2007, right?
This is so
the first
old,
one,
yeah.
the first season, yeah. It's cool.
I only watched this in college myself, so Kaiji's dope.
Let's talk about anime. We're an hour and 20 in. I don't care if this is going... Okay, let's... you got your Toonami shit, you got your Naruto, you got your... I forgot what else I watched on Toonami. Yu Yu Hakusho, a few episodes. I acknowledge Yu Yu Hakusho. It's cool as heck.
I only watched Naruto for several years. So I got saved. So it's funny. I downloaded the Crunchyroll app. I'm like, I like anime. And by anime, I mean I like Naruto. So I watched Demon King Daimo, which was my first introduction to harem. And that was okay. But it didn't save me. I just went back to watching Naruto. But I then eventually watched Soul Eater. Soul Eater saved me. I'm like, oh shit, there's other good anime out there.
And you watched,
and then
you watched the English dub, right?
I watched the English dub, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after the first, oh my god, this goes back to the drawing shit again. Like along with like TF2 seeing what people keep talking about. TF2. I saw people kept talking about Soul Eater a lot too. So then I found that was the first like anime thing that I sat down and watched, other than just like a few episodes on TV. So yeah, Soul Eater was great, and I watched that sub because the dub wasn't out yet.
Oh, is that far back?
Yeah. Well, it's probably not too far back, but like yeah, it's neat to see that you only watched it when the dub was out. I forgot the dub.
So I only saw first episode because it was free on iTunes. Actually, that's how I found
neat.
Soul Eater.
Yeah, so I watched the whole thing sub.
Apple
sucks. Apple sucks. I finally broke free of the iPhone curse from my family's out. I'm looking down on my family. Hi, iPhone.
We're jumping around so much.
That's fine, dog. Yeah, so I still remember Funimation releasing trailers like, oh, this character's voiced by whatever, or like they show trailers for the first, second, and third episode.
Characters voiced by Todd Havercorn.
Yeah, that made me that. My second, and then somehow I went from there. I went from Soul Eater to Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied's very gory and
I don't
edgy.
remember what I watched next.
And it's pretty bad, probably, but I liked it for someone who didn't watch anime. And I also watched it in my living room, somehow on my laptop, in a very Christian household, in separate parts on YouTube, like how all anime was meant to be watched.
In separate parts.
Yeah, like part 1 out of 3, episode 2 on YouTube.
I also need to establish Naruto is still dope. Shippuden is whack.
Oh.
Also,
I'll believe it.
I don't give a shit. Choji fucking died in the Chunin exams. That's a dead man walking.
I don't remember
I
don't remember what happened.
My man took like all 3 of the colored donuts, and then like he's supposed to like die afterwards, but they somehow magically saved him because he's the main character. Oh, Neji died too. That man took that spider shit to the heart. That man's dead.
This is Shippuden?
He died in Shippuden, but I'm talking about in original series when he's fighting the curse mark guys. Those 2 are dead. I don't care. They were so afraid to kill people, and that was the only thing I didn't like about the original Naruto. Shippuden is just power ceilings all over the place. It's ugh. I don't like it.
Anime's alright.
Anime's cool. We can go back to that if needed.
Or we're literally like an hour and a half in.
That's fine. A lot of podcasts I see go up like 2 hours anyway.
That's
so,
fine.
I mean, tell us, is it too long?
My only worry is that
this is our first podcast. We'll figure it out as we go.
My only worry is that we're blowing too much, but that's whatever. We'll see next.
Whatever.
We'll see if we're lacking stuff next time.
Yeah. I mean, it's only episode 0. We'll
I don't know.
We'll work
We'll
past
come
those.
up with a name later after this.
Yeah.
Speaking of content creation,
What about
how'd you get into content creation?
So I got.
What was the first thing you did, though?
I'm just gonna take the fighting game stuff.
Yeah.
That's safer. The rest of the stuff this might prior to fighting games that might come later.
How about I start then?
You can start.
So yeah, talking way back to getting into the internet stuff. My first video. Oh wait, no. No, there's that other first video. One of the first videos was my first intro to editing, I guess. I made a. Do you know there's a meme called Gadon?
I don't know what that is. You're on your own.
Oh, that's okay. Well, that was my first intro to editing. I used Know Your Meme.
Okay.
Yeah, I made a Gadon meme, and then, oh yeah, I guess this would be like my editing timeline. I went from Gadon meme to this Gmod meme with Gmod TF2 with there was a When I'm Medic, and it was a parody of When I'm Bored. You know that video? You have to know that video.
I'm pretty sure I know.
When I'm Bored with Yoko Lindner.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
there was someone made this is back in the YouTube age where you could make video replies, and there was
Yeah,
like
I
a
remember
separate
video
I
replies.
love that shit. So I made a video reply to someone I think it Dr. Face's When I'm Medic parody, or no. Well, yeah. So I made a When I'm Classic Sonic video on Gmod, and then I went from that to probably the Timo Toho parody I made. That was probably one of the hardest things I made. And then I went to League vids, I guess. What was your content creation time?
Yeah, so for me, I had to just check what the first thing I uploaded was. Mine was, I did streaming in YouTube in college for fighting game stuff. I had a bunch of stream uploads and edits that I put up. After that, I went right into Guilty Gear Sign stuff. First video being, I did a video on how to combo into Maze Instant Kill. Then I went into like more elaborate stuff like counter hit combos, Oki guides, how to like... Some of the stuff I made for May can be found on SRK still. From like, this early Sign. I was having fun with that game. Then I just went into more elaborate stuff. Like, I'd done a bunch of trailers for the Backyard Tournament series in Virginia. Music video creation goes back to older stuff, but that's for another day. Yeah, so that's mostly been what
You made
I've done.
AMVs.
I made AMVs. We'll talk about that later.
I respect it so much.
I
didn't realize how like popular AMVs are. I never watched them.
Mm-hmm.
That's
AMVs
okay.
and GMVs.
Yeah.
Same thing, really.
Oh, you know what I just remembered? This is Halloween Soul Eater. Yeah, that was great.
Yup, that one's dope.
Oh, don't mind that.
The AMV's dope, though. So that actually reminds me. I didn't go back to the MMOs I played. I'll jump back to that real quick.
Yeah. Dude.
This goes back to me not realizing I liked fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
There was an MMO I played called Rumble Fighter. It was an arena fighting game. Like, they had all these like big stages. You run around in like a 3-dimensional environment. It was on keyboard. So you had like your 8-dimensional movements, punches, kicks, different fighting styles of different combos. So it was very easy to infinite people. You just sandwich someone and you just get infinites. It was crazy. So it's like a team-based game. Team-based or free-for-all, which is just messy. I love that game. I played that game a bunch. Even to the point where I put some money into it this was high school. Yeah, it was high school. I started playing this. And then I started getting my friends into it, or trying to. They didn't stick to it as well as I did. But, so if anyone ever heard of the web hosting thing called OG Planet, I think it was like Original Gaming Planet. They had the launcher for all these games. They had another game on there called Latale. It was a Maple Story ripoff, essentially, that I liked better than Maple Story. And my friend got into that because he's like, I don't like Rumble Fighter, but I want to try this Latale game. So he started playing that. I started playing that. We both just put a bunch of hours into that game. Several high-level characters and stuff like that. That kind of we put time into this game, and God, I put so many hours into that game. But yeah, that's like the extent of like how much I spent money on both of these things. Because like you spend money, you get like the OG Planet credits, and it just goes to both games. So,
What platform was this game on?
it was PC.
Okay.
It was kind of like instead of the Steam launcher, they had the OG Planet launcher.
Okay.
So it's kind of like its own
Client.
game store. So I think both Rumble Fighter and Lattale are now currently on Steam anyway.
That's fine. They make the rounds. You know what? Fiesta Online's on Steam too. Fuck it. God.
So everything gets there. It's the most
To
popular thing
anyone
right
who
now.
who's at
The only launchers that still exist are like Battle.net and Blizzard. I think that's like it.
to the two people that I know that have played Fiesta, some I don't know when they did this, but like I played that game very socially. I don't know when they did this, but they just wiped out the friend list of people, and that
What?
made me very sad.
They
I
did
don't know
what?
when this is like years after we stopped playing it, but like we tried logging back, so they did release it on Steam like I don't know a few years ago. But then we logged in and just our friend list was missing, and like that's just sad. I had friends from there. Yeah.
That's why.
You also reminded me that I played Spore before this MMO.
That's the one where you make shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I never touched
You're
that.
like, you're like creatures and shit. Yeah, and you're like evolving. You got your little podling stage. You got your monster stage. You got your civilization tribe stage, and then you got your space stage. That game's
I
good.
know. I've seen a lot of stuff about it. I never
So
actually
that
watched it
was
myself.
technically my second video unlisted to Spore video.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a lot of unlisted combos and stuff. Oh yeah, so in terms of fighting games, there's possibly another. So that there is going to be Frosty Fausting coming up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That I entered in Guilty Gear 2v2s, Guilty Gear singles, and I apparently entered Soul Calibur. I haven't played that game in a minute. I entered back when the hype was there. 2v2s, look out for Team 100% Orange Soda.
Did she agree on that?
I mean, she made the team name.
Okay.
I had
thought you
other
did. I
team
thought you-
names in mind,
okay.
but she did not like that. So we're 100% Orange Soda. So Team May Venom, hopefully we get far. We'll see. Soul Calibur, I expect nothing, but I'll still probably be upset if I go to. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's going to be dope. I went last year. In terms of tournaments, if you're trying to plan out your tournament year, try and hit Combo Breaker and see Otaku.
This is at least if you play anime fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see Otaku was my first time flying out, and I'm only mad I didn't go the year before because their shirt was Persona 5, and I don't give a fuck about Dragon Ball.
That's fair.
Well, now I don't care about Dragon Ball.
If you have some expendable money.
I personally don't like tag games. I've come to realize.
Yeah,
I'm just a baby.
I'm so glad we're getting an Arxis game that's not a tag game.
Yes. It's good. Gray and blue.
It's gonna be great. I want Vampy.
I already got. So I literally already have Fairy. So it's only uphill from
You're
here.
fine.
Yeah.
Zeta's probably gonna be in the game. I'll at least have Zeta. Beatrix or Vampy will be cool.
Beatrix, Vera.
Vera's okay. If you have some expendable money, definitely try and hit up Frosty. And so everyone asks about should I go to Evo? If you go as a con and not as a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It is a better con than a tournament. I entered 3 games, and I regret that heavily. I wish there's so much stuff from the con that I didn't get to enjoy, which kind of sucks.
Like Psy Games being there, they had Shadowverse, and you would get like a physical card of the Grand Blue characters at that time.
Yeah, it was the
All
Grand Blue.
their Shadowverse versions.
I didn't get to the booth till late, and they ran out of cards, so that was unfortunate.
You should have gotten your picture with the Shadowverse back. I wanted to see what stats you would roll.
Oh, is it random? I didn't know it was random.
I think the second time I went with TJ at PAX, I think I was like a 112. I don't remember anything.
What?
They ran out of the physicals except with the one they have.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, try not to leave with regrets. You'll learn that after your first few cons.
Is there any other cons coming up? Think about.
My only there is COTSCon, but like that's too. I don't know. I'm not going to that.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it to that. Oh yeah,
I would treat it like Otakon, I guess, but I haven't.
Everything else is far enough out we can cover it.
Okay, so what did we go last year? You went to Sakura-con?
Sakura
that's
Festival.
That's a local one.
Yeah, that's a local one.
Too Many Games is also a local one.
But these are all things we can address closer to the time as well.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're probably coming to an end here. Mm-hmm. As I said, this is probably episode 0. Let us know what you think. I was throwing around the idea of doing like a Q&A section at the end. Kind of like a question thing to help fill time and answer questions anyone wants to know. Wasn't sure how we wanted to do it.
Yeah, Brad, just throw them out there, dog.
Maybe have them in the Discord or have an email to get sent.
I would say comment it somewhere.
Yeah.
Just so we don't forget.
We gotta figure out how we want to do this. We'll probably make a better structured way on how to do this.
Or we might not.
Or we might not. Just in the meantime, just at Vincent or something.
DM me, dog.